Someone killed a friend of mine because of a contract he completed years ago. And anyone I ask about it ends up dead. Why is that?
Well, I don't know. Some people might take that as a sign.
What if the only family that you knew was a ruthless assassin? This is what Anna, played by Maggie Q, is left to live with in Martin Campbell's 2021 action thriller The Protege. Rescued as a child by the legendary hitman Moody, her life turns upside down when Moody's brutally murdered. Her vow for revenge leads her to learn a dark truth. What could it be? The movie begins in 1991 in Vietnam, where the assassin Moody Dutton, brought to life by Samuel L. Jackson, silently enters a building and discovers several dead bodies lying on the floor. The confused Moody then hears a strange noise from the closet. He opens the closet to find a young girl covered in blood, pointing a gun at him. Moody efficiently calms her down. Soon she reveals that she was kidnapped and forced to kill them. Naming her Anna, he decides to take her with him. 30 years later in Bucharest, a gangster finds his boss's son Anton's kidnapped and held for ransom. He's given the opportunity to call his father, the mafia boss, begging him to pay the kidnappers $3 million. Later, they meet up to settle the ransom, but instead finds Anna alone in a van and is taken to directly meet the mafia boss, Don Preda. The boss presents Anna with the money, but he threatens her with retaliation. Anna manages to escape by stabbing him in the neck and killing 2 of his henchmen. And as she walks away, the guards are assassinated by a sniper. Afterwards, she picks up Moody and drives away safely. Turns out that they were paid by someone to kill the mafia boss. Anna then returns to London, where she continues to live her life as a normal adult. That evening, she drives to Moody's mansion to celebrate his 70th birthday. She presents him with a very limited edition guitar. That evening, Moody brings Anna to his secret basement, where he reveals that he'd bought the bookstore she worked in for her since it's been her passion. As they discuss business, Moody gives Anna a mission to find Lucas Hayes, his old associate from 1998. The next morning, Anna goes to a dry cleaner's shop, whose owner Benny's actually a hacker, to find any information about Lucas. While working at a shop, Anna's approached by a man looking for a rare book named Michael Rembrandt. Before he leaves, he hands over his card to her, hoping that Anna will contact him someday. The very next day in the park, Anna learns from Benny that Lucas Hayes was once in Vietnam around the time that the young Anna was kidnapped. She's left wondering, who is this man? Later that night, Anna visits Moody, only to find that his housekeeper's been killed. With growing concern, she searches the house and finds the broken guitar, which she'd gifted Moody. Finally, she discovers a ruthlessly shot dead body in the bathtub, recognizing it as Moody. Before she leaves, Anna finds Moody's USB hanging in the drone. She immediately heads over to Benny's dry cleaners, only to find that he's been killed as well. She knew that someone was after her. Then Anna wisely tries to leave the city, but is suddenly attacked by several assassins. She manages to avoid the gunfire and eventually kill them all. The next day, Anna learns that Lucas's father, Edward Hayes, was killed by a car bomb in Vietnam. Coincidentally, at the time, Moody was there in 1991. Turns out that Lucas was a CEO in a company based in Vietnam, and his partner, Jacino Vull, decided to take over the company after Lucas's death. To learn more, Anna travels back to Vietnam, and within hours, Anna meets with a motorcycle gang leader and Moody's old friend, Billy Boy, and together they manage to confront Vull in his car, where she threatens him straight. Not long after, Anna gets a call from Vull agreeing to have a conversation with her. She immediately heads over to his office and meets Vull and his attorney, Duque. Anna urges Vull to tell her everything he knows about Edward and Lucas, since she believes that Lucas was the one who assassinated Moody that day. Things quickly went south when Duque suddenly shoots Vull in the head. Anna manages to slash Duque in the face and shoots the guard. She then climbs up to the vent and escapes from the room while Duque and his men keep firing at the ceiling. She then grabs the fire hose and jumps down to the ground floor, exiting the building. However, Anna gets hit by a car and gets captured by Duque. She's held captive and tortured for a while until Michael appears to calm her down. He reveals that he and Duque work for the same boss and offers her help in return for the same. As soon as Michael leaves, Duque's men enter the room, attempting to kill Anna. She puts up a brutal fight and manages to knock everyone out before making her escape. Still believing that Lucas is the offender, and asks Billy for help to track him down. The next day, Anna goes to a hospital where Lucas was admitted, only to find out that he's both blind and deaf, making it impossible for him to kill Moody and the others. Michael, who learns about her escape, calls Anna and asks her to meet with him. Afterwards, it's revealed that Michael was actually working under Edward all this time, who's still alive. He urges Michael to finish the business with Anna before their charity gala dinner. Soon at the restaurant, Michael meets Anna and warns her to give up her intention to chase Moody's killer, but she doesn't give in. After Anna leaves, Michael's confronted by several thugs hired to kill him by Duque, but Michael manages to kill all of them. Meanwhile, Anna arrives at Duque's place and tortures him. Michael immediately goes to Duque's place. Upon arrival, he finds Duque's dead body and receives a call from Anna. He's suddenly shot at from behind by Anna, but he dodges the shot and runs away. They engage in a fight, but eventually they end up having sex on Duque's bed. Before she leaves, Michael still warns her that she's not going to make it. On her way out, Anna's shot in the side, but suddenly a mysterious man saves her. Surprisingly, the man turns out to be Moody, who's somehow still alive. What a twist. Moments later, he tends to her wounds while explaining how he managed to survive the assassination. He tells her that he faked his death by killing the hitman and using his body as a decoy. The next morning, they visit Billy Boy. He shows them the landscape of the island where the charity gala dinner will be held, including the security information and an emergency bunker for Edward. Meanwhile, Edward's scared and orders his men to add additional security on the island. Anna infiltrates the gala dinner in disguise as a waitress. On the other side, Michael, who stays cautious and focused all the time, manages to spot Anna and waits for a move. Anna attempts to assassinate Edward, but she misses the shot as Michael stops her. Anna escapes during the ongoing chaos, with Michael chasing her while Edward runs into the emergency bunker. Moody successfully breaks into the bunker after he acquired the door's passcode with his drone. Turns out that Edward hired Moody several years ago to fake his death, and now Moody's coming to finish the job. Edward reveals that he arranged his death in order to protect his son Lucas from the crimes that he'd committed. At the end of the conversation, Moody takes out a time bomb just as Michael corners the dying Anna. Moody detonates the bomb, which blows the entire bunker, killing himself and Edward in the process. Anna uses this opportunity to escape from the island. A flashback shows the night when Anna was forced to witness some assassins kill her parents and later bring her to a building. When an assassin briefly left her alone in a room, Anna grabbed a gun on the table and used it to kill everyone in the room before Moody eventually discovered her. Back to the present day, Michael finds Anna in her apartment. Quickly, they draw their guns on each other. The scene cuts to the outside where 2 gunshots are heard. The movie ends with Anna walking out of the apartment at a cold pace. So, what makes this movie so amazing? Firstly, the narrative itself is driven by Anna's quest for revenge. With a shared past of trauma and survival, a growing fatherly bond with Moody keeps anyone engaged, pouring much depth to her character. Then there's the intense chemistry between Michael and Anna, beautifully portrayed by Michael Keaton and Maggie Q. Now, how could we forget those heart-pounding fights? From the very beginning, the screen's equipped with bloody fights, which wouldn't have been this effective without Martin Campbell's impressive choreography. Also, the stunning cinematography from Bucharest to London to Da Nang makes it a treat for the eyes. One other fact that makes this movie more special is that Maggie Q was performing many of her own stunts despite recent spinal surgery. How about that for commitment? Look at the movie's themes of redemption and revenge. The character arc is just mind-blowing, because the truth is Anna's journey wasn't just about vengeance, instead about understanding her own identity and finding closure for her past. So what are your thoughts? Comment down below and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth movie analysis.